Joe Biden may be responsible for the start of World War III. It's not proven, it's not certain, but the cycle looks like it is continuing. Chaos breeds chaos, and world wars do not just happen instantaneously. They happen in cycles. When there is major powers wrapped up on one front, another front becomes vulnerable. All the tensions that exist where people are peaceful, countries are peaceful, they look for opportunities to exploit that. I hope I'm wrong, but it seems that there are conflicts breaking out on more and more fronts. We're going to get into that. Before we do, I'm David with Americans for Limited Government. If you believe in limited government and U.S. sovereignty, protecting our border, putting America first, staying out of wars, then go ahead and hit that thumbs up and subscribe and follow. We've got some great videos coming for you. So this is the first reason I say what I say. China sends record number of fighter jets around Taiwan, launches cognitive warfare campaign against island. They've sent 103 fighter jets across the Taiwan Strait, heightening concerns of a potential invasion. They're also using cognitive warfare tactics to undermine faith in Taiwanese government and public officials. Now, this is this new age, fifth generational warfare, informational warfare. It could be that it is just election season in Taiwan and that China is intimidating them during election season so they can get their, whoever the more favorable candidate would be for China. They probably want that person to win. It could be that case, but I mean, how many fronts can NATO be on effectively? If something really big happens in the Middle East, can we also be at the Taiwanese Strait? Can that happen as well? So this is really scary. The Taiwanese president has called for peace and maintaining the status quo. And we heard Biden earlier this year, maybe it was last year, say that, you know, he broke the ambiguity, the international policy of ambiguity, and stated if China goes after Taiwan, that the U.S. would get involved. So the ambiguity is gone. The U.S. would do something to that. That could potentially happen. And we have McCarthy. This is from the Free Beacon. He warns of a potential attack in the U.S. similar to the recent strikes in Israel. He emphasizes the need to improve intelligence and border security. And again, I don't get it. Maybe I just don't understand. How did the two most effective intelligence agencies in the world not see this happen? I don't know. You tell me what you think on that. But McCarthy is questioning how the intelligence failure regarding the Strip occurred and urges everyone to assess their own intelligence systems. And he expresses concern that the stalemate and the Republican-controlled House may undermine U.S. support for Israel. He said Biden's 1,000% responsible. You know, you got that $6 billion that Biden gave for 5 lives, U.S. lives. And now it's been confirmed that 14 U.S. lives have been lost. So maybe giving money in exchange for lives was not a good idea, and it's actually backfired. McCarthy suggested that Biden's policy is responsible for that. And, you know, he has reason to believe this, actually. There's factual reason that something could happen in the U.S. Again, I don't want this to happen. I fear that it might. This is NBC News. Number of people on terrorist watch list stopped at southern border has risen. Here's what you got to keep in mind. For every percentage they catch, there's some people that are not going to be caught. It's a fact. As of July, 160 migrants on the terrorist watch list were apprehended at the U.S.-Mexico border in fiscal year 2023. The number of individuals on the watch list stopped at the border so far in 2023, the fiscal year, is 216 compared to 165 in fiscal year 2022. If you just assume 10% got through, well, that would be a cell of 20 terrorists. That's absolutely terrifying. So this border policy makes us really vulnerable, and we already have people in cities upset on both sides, on the Palestinian side and the Israel side. So it just, so many signs point towards an escalated conflict. And what do you think happens when we send troops into Gaza? We put special operation troops for a extraction of U.S. people being held against their will. Do you think if something happens, and I pray to God it doesn't, but if you think something happens to these troops, that there's not going to be more emotion, more outrage, and it's a bad thing? With that happening, there might be the public outcry for more to be done that would fund this war machine, that would be the public sentiment needed to fund this war machine. So that's another development that could go wrong. And you have big conservative media personalities. This is from timcast.com. Shapiro said on his podcast, the Hamas attack on Israel is the worst day for Jews since the Holocaust. Their only agenda is to take out as many as possible, because anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism. So the tensions are high. This could blow over in a couple years and be contained. I don't know. I hope it does. But Biden overseeing his intelligence agency, and this failure to detect people coming in on paragliders, I think that's what they're called, parachutes with motors. Really? You didn't see that? And Egypt allegedly warned about something 4 days prior. So it's just not good. Again, hit that like button, subscribe, follow, comment below. Let us know what you think, and share this video. We'll talk to you soon.